Welcome to the fifth leg of the Philippine Poker Tour, where everyone feels like they've got the touch, the Midas touch. And out of the 171 poker players, only a few remain. And our question is, who can turn their 5,500 peso buy-in into gold? Gold is what is on their mind as they all look to join Dexter Luna, Rebel Magdagasang, Rene Pacaira, and Martin Corpus in the clash of the titleists for their shot at the main event of the World Series of Poker 2013. Oh, and did we mention that the winner also takes home 330,000 pesos? Get set for more riveting poker action as Leg 5 of the Philippine Poker Tour from the Midas Touch Sports Club in Pasig City commences next.
Welcome here to Midas Touch. It is leg 5 of the Philippine Poker Tour here on Solar Sports. We have already seen the likes of Dexter Luna, Rene Pacaira, Martin Corpus, and Rebel Magdangasang make it to our Tournament of Champions, where they will have a chance to win a seat in the main event of the World Series of Poker. Who is gonna join them? Well, we're going to find out today because we have a great final table. Our chip leader is Augie Nasser with 614,000. Close behind him is Lester Edok from Baguio with 589,000. And in third place, Danny Nejat from Iran, 534,000. I'm sure, Ron, you're very excited to see the action. This is a great final table.
I'm very excited. I have a lot to say about it, but I'll keep it simple. First of all, Bob, the table. If you're invited to a home game and you saw this cast of characters, bunch of sharks, you take your money, you go to a bar, you get drunk. You get out of that game. Second, the bad news. The chip leaders, the two chip leaders, are the most hyper-aggressive players on the table. Bad news for the tight guys. The good news is these tight guys are not the kind of tight guys who are pushovers. They fight back, they pick their spots, they can turn things around. And lastly, the men to watch. Of course, the chip leaders, you got Augie and Lester, but you have Martin Corpus, who makes final tables in his sleep, it seems. He's in every final table for the last 3 legs. So these are the guys to watch. This is the table. It's very exciting.
Okay, before we begin, we'll turn you over now to the CEO of Midas Touch, Mr. Jimmy Park.
Good afternoon, players. Congratulations in making it to the final table. The Midas Touch Poker Sports Club wish you good luck. Thank you.
And now, without further ado, we'll send you over to our tournament director, Mr. Raymond Papa Bear Gamier.
And after 5 days of poker battle on the 5th leg of the Philippine Poker Tour, road to the World Series of Poker 2013, we will end the war now. I'm proud to present to you guys our final table. Let's give it up for our final table players. Players, play your hearts out. Let's get it on. Tournament dealer, please shuffle up and deal.
The winner of this tournament, of course, wins a seat in the Clash of Titleists for a chance at the seat in the main event of the World Series of Poker. And this is a pretty tough final table here.
Well, we got a good mix. Most of them play a lot regularly online, live games. Like Jag over there is playing almost every day, more than
Raise
twice a day. And
25,000 total.
you've got a raise, Bob.
Danny Nejad, the
25,000
student
calls.
from Iran, has raised with King Queen offsuit.
Pretty early position, smallish raise, just 2.5 times the big blind, and he might get business from this speculative hand here from a very wily, creative player, Lester Edok.
Lester Edok out of Baguio City has great position, not a great hand.
Well, he's got the skills to play his position, that's for sure, and this is the kind of hand that he might take a flop with and try to outmaneuver post flop.
Oh, he's gonna re-raise it to 60,000. What do you make of that?
Well, that is certainly an option, but he's re-raising so small, he's guaranteeing he gets called. So, kind of confusing. If he wants to take down the pot, well, facing a bet and a raise, ace jack's an
35,000 more
easy
to
fold.
call,
But
sir.
as I was saying, if
85
Lester
more.
wanted to just take this down, I would like it if he re-raised a little bigger and represent a even bigger hand. So, in a case like this, he's just gonna get called and he'll have to play post flop with a bloated pot. Now 100,000 in there.
And you do not want to have a big pot with baby cards.
No, small hand, small pot. And this is certainly a small hand that Lester has. So right now he's got no hand but position to play with unless he hits some kind of miracle on the flop.
Danny Nejad thinking this over. Might he even think of re-raising on top? Is that... No, he's just gonna call.
Yes.
So the pot is getting nice and juicy here.
Heads up.
Lester made it easy for him to call. So maybe Lester wants to take down a bloated pot on the flop and make some kind of move.
Oh, and the flop is Queen 7-3, 2 clubs. Both have hit.
Bet
And, well, Edok betting 40,000.
40,000.
I think it's an easy check call here for Danny. Check call flop turn and river with a hand like this.
Raise
Raising again certainly an option, but again we have these very small
100,000
raises.
total. 60,000 more
And
to
it's
call,
just
sir.
asking for trouble. I don't like it because it opens the door for a re-raise, which could certainly have to make him throw away his top pair.
So Lester Edok with just second pair and a very weak kicker is facing a re-raise, although, as you said, relative to the pot, it's not a very big raise.
Raise.
Yeah, not big, so it opens the door for exactly that kind of move. And it's a lot of pressure. It's like asking for trouble. When you re-raise small and
80,000
you
more.
give a guy like Lester the opportunity to play back at you, you have to really like your top pair to
80,000
keep
more.
going in this hand.
Nejad is gonna call. The pot is getting close to around 500,000 right now, as we are gonna see a turn card. It's a 9
All in.
of spades.
He really likes his top pair, but this is called a donk bet. When someone clearly has the initiative, like Lester does, being the re-raiser on the flop, and then a card comes out and you beat him to the pot by shoving 289,000 in there on a card that hardly hits anything. It doesn't complete any draws, doesn't complete any straights or flushes. It's just so weird.
But you know what? It's a weird bet, but it might work because I can't see how Lester Edok can call here.
Well, he can't. Well, here's the thing. If he wanted Lester to fold, then just push it all in on the flop. Doing it this way is kind of a strange line, and I'm sure there's puzzles inside of Lester Edok's head right now. It does not make sense. Did he call me? Did he make all those moves with pocket nines and ran into a set? Why is he suddenly coming alive on this 9? And what could work in Danny's favor is that Lester does what he calls levels. He levels himself into thinking it's gotta be a bluff. It makes so little sense the way this hand has been played that it can't be top pair, and he's thinking about calling with a 7. At least that's what I think he's thinking.
Lester Edok, he's from Baguio. He's probably bitten into some very bad tasting, overdue peanut brittle at the moment.
Bitter brittle.
But surely, I mean,
289,000.
he's asked for a bit of a countdown there. You know, you might have issues with the way Nejad has played the hand, but right now he's sitting on a good position here,
This
about to
might-
win a huge pot.
I do have issues with it, but it might actually work. Lester has a bit of a reputation for wanting to look up guys. Like he'd rather pay to see to confirm whether or not he was bluffed than lose sleep at night. So he might pay to see here, but he's paying a lot. And yeah, he's looking to fold. He's folding now. Maybe he'll pay some other time. So that was a strange hand.
He releases and Nejad picks up a massive pot and he's in great position here in our final table.
Out of all of the Philippine Poker Tour merchandise, my favorite is the Philippine Poker Tour jacket, so I can keep cozy when I need a break. And I think all of us need a little break from this tension here from the Philippine Poker Tour. So let's watch all of the action after this.
As you can see, I've made a very big raise because I like my hole cards. I think I'm gonna win a very big pot with them. However, I am risking my hand being called dead if I don't follow the proper etiquette of keeping the cards on the table. When you have your hole cards, you should not do this. The cards should be on the table because when I put them up here, someone else might see them. I shouldn't even do this because it's kind of too close to the rail. The worst thing I can do is do this and put them below the table. People might think I'm cheating or something, and then the tournament director for sure will declare my hand dead. Try to keep the cards on the table, and of course make sure that everyone can see them, that they're not behind the stack or I don't have my hands over them. Keep them visible on the table, and then if you want to see what hand you have, just peel back the corner. Then you'll find out exactly where you stand. So this is definitely a hand that I don't want to go dead because it's pocket rockets and I think I'm in for a very big pot. Lines of 5,000, 10,000 here. First level of our final table. Philippine Poker Tour. Danny, originally from Iran, here studying college.
Jago almost misses his hand. Well, he is in the big blind, so he does get, some time to act on it.
Danny folds, Ernie Batalla follows suit, and Martin Corpus is gonna raise.
32,000 total.
Nothing but the goods for Martin, and the table knows this.
Augie Nasser
Fold.
is gonna toss. Derek Leano, now the action is on him. And
Something to think about, eh?
Fold.
he will wait till his next hand, as will Edok.
Well, Papa Jacks doesn't have kings or aces, so that's going in the mouth.
32,000.
Edwin Marzan, out of the dealer button, is gonna
Well, it's
say no to
folded,
that,
and
yeah.
it's just up to the blinds now. If Martin gets through the blinds, he gets a pot. But he might not get through this short stack in the small blind. Only one move, I would wager.
King, Queen, offsuit again, and it is a shove for Cortez. 53,000 into the middle, and Diego Cristobal surely is going to get rid of this 7-2
So
offsuit.
he's looking at it now, and he is asking for a count.
The weakest hand in poker, 7-2 offsuit.
Some say it's 2-3 offsuit, but that's debatable. Universally, 7 deuce offsuit is the worst hand to play poker with,
Yes.
and you don't normally ask for chip count. But
Yeah,
Jago is thinking about joining
I
this
only
spot.
raised
I
22,
can only
pwede
think
akong
that
mag-raise
he's
yan.
trying to move up the money ladder by getting in there, hoping Martin flat calls. They check it down and they bust out Carlos here. So that's the only way that I would even consider calling with this hand.
and he was always going to get rid of that. And it is a call from Martin Corpus. Classic race situation. The sailboats are ahead of the King-Queen offsuit, but only just so.
Needs to dodge a king or a queen.
Oh, 10 Jack 9! It's a magic flop for Carlos. He
But
has flopped the
dodged the king and
straight.
queen.
He dodged the king and queen.
Why isn't he good? That's it. Martin's drawing dead, and Nemesis, I'll call him Nemesis from now on. I know him better. Carlos Cortez, aka Nemesis, more than doubles up.
131,000 to the good. Carlos Cortez is alive and well now with a very good stack here in our final table.
That's
Somebody's watching over my back.
My name is Martin Corpus. My age, I won't tell you, it's a secret. I'm a retired U.S. Navy, and I'm a professional poker player. Poker, I'm doing well, but in betting horses, I'm doing bad, really bad. What can I tell you? I'm getting tired of this. Keep coming back and forth in this Philippine poker tour, you know. I think luck is on my side, so anybody can play poker nowadays, you know. Sailor Roberts, he was friends with Dolly Bronson and Chief Reese and like that, but I think he's the best one I ever met playing poker. And he taught me how to play, and I learned from him. And everyone in this table, we're all friends. So I could just tell them good luck, you know, and play your best. But I'm sorry to tell you guys, but if I have a chance to bust you, I'll do it.
Martin Corpus, of course, a real character in the local poker scene and a very, very tough player to play in just about any game, as Augie Nasser is gonna say sayonara to his hand. Derek Liano, Queen 3 offsuit?
Well, he's seen the hand, so I don't know why he's still not folded. He's actually looking like he's going to call. He grabbed two 5K chips to call the blind. Feeling a little adventurous. Maybe it's the Christmas spirit. He thinks Christmas is coming and Santa's got something for him. Or he is Santa and he's giving away chips with this race.
Of course, we've got our green and red Yuletide chips here at the Midas Poker Sports Club.
And he's trying to give them away. It's a very adventurous race. He probably has a really, well, I know he has a solid tight image, so he can get away with his steal, but he might run into one ace paired with another ace.
I'm all in. And it's a quick shove from Carlos Cortez. And oh, look at this,
no.
it's the ladies for Diego Cristobal.
Wait, Jago, before you look at your hand and think about calling this, you need to remember how Nemesis raised. He said very lazily, very playfully that he's all in, stretched his hand, leaned all the way back, all the tells of a very powerhouse hand. And, well, Jago would have to be really on top of his game to get away from that.
But he's re-raised, not just called.
Well, he has to re-raise if he's playing it at all. He doesn't know that Derek has garbage, and he has to get him out of the hand, go heads up, cap his losses at 130K if this should not go his way. And it's not going his way at all.
Jack 3 ace, it's 3 of a kind for Carlos. A king on the turn, that gives Diego an out. Any 10 is going to help him.
Any 10 would help him, but there are only 4 of them in a deck of about almost 50 cards in the deck.
91% chance that Cortez hangs on. The 7 of hearts is no help.
It's not the 10 though.
Yes, and Carlos Cortez once again taking down a very big pot. And now let's learn a little bit more about our wonderful venue, the Midas Touch Poker Sports Club.
Here at the Midas Touch Poker Sports Club, I find it very relaxing to play. The players here are friendly, the staff are professional.
I like Midas because it's a nice place, it's a clean place, just like you play in other casinos, like in Macau.
The ambience dito maganda, mga tao friendly, mga players, mga staff. So, yun, I-enjoy ako dito, feel at home ako dito. Hindi crowded kasi, tsaka mas masaya dito.
There are tournaments here, you can buy in for a very, very low amount, like 200, 300. And I think that's very good for me, especially I'm just beginning to learn the game.
Well, the Midas Touch Poker Sports Club have been always support all the local poker development. So we will appreciate when the Philippine Poker Tour organizer came to us and offered us the PPT 5th level.
So what is the Midas Touch offering as the host for the Philippine Poker Tour?
Well, the Midas Touch Poker Sports Club is one of the best looking poker room in this country. We are fully carpeted, so minimize the noise, and also well lighting, so relax when the players are playing. And our dealers are also well trained and experienced.
Is there anything that you would like to say to our poker fans out there, and of course some of your regulars here at the Midas Touch?
Keep continue to support and watching this program, and of course come here and play.
The Philippine Poker Tour can only send one player with the Midas touch to the World Series of Poker 2013. Who will that be? We'll go back inside and find out after this break.
Hello, I'm Rafael Gabriel from Marikina City. I only play tournaments, never cash games hanggat maaari. Mahina loob ko dyan pagdating sa cash games. Pero sa tourney, well, chips lang yan. I can go all in anytime. Pag napapansin kong tight sila, lose aggressive ako. Pag napapansin kong aggressive sila, abangan mo na lang sila, di ba? Yan ang pinakamadali doon. We're all playing poker. We love playing poker. And winning a tourney like this means respect. If ever I win this tourney, I will be celebrating with my group, the Filipinas Poker Group. 25% I'll probably give it to my wife, and the rest, alam mo na yun.
He's a real tough customer, isn't he, Papa Jex?
Well, it's hard to extract chips from him because he plays really just the biggest of the big hands, but it's been working for him. Filipinas Poker has run satellites for every leg of the Philippine Poker Tour, and Papa Jex has come out on top of those satellites, and that's why he's in these games.
Now the action is on Derek Liano.
Probably Queen 2. He didn't want to raise that time.
He draws the line at Queen 2. Ooh, pocket kings
Well, what
for
I say,
Papa Jex.
if it's not aces or kings, it's going in the muck. This is kings. That's worth a raise.
Edwin is gonna go to the sidelines. Carlos as well.
You'd think everyone's familiar with Papa Jex, though, and is putting him on aces, kings, or ace king right now. So very hard to call him, but he is getting a call.
Pocket threes from Danny Nejad.
Well, he's looking to get in there and see one of the two remaining threes and really stack a guy.
37,000.
Ace 4 for Martin.
Not a particularly good ace.
And he knows it. Not for a three-way and not against the very strong range.
First swap.
Of
Check.
And the flop is 3-6-2 rainbow.
That is
All
sick.
in.
That is sick. There's no move for Papa Jex except to stick it in, try to take down the
Open.
pot. But that is exactly the kind of board that's gonna hit Danny's range. He is gonna be disappointed. There will be no words except maybe sick and some words I can't say on TV. That's what's gonna come out of Papa Jex's mouth right now.
Danny Nejad, 90% favorite with his three-of-a-kind threes, and that's exactly the kind of flop that Papa Jex Gabriel wanted to see, but it's not working out for him. He needs one of the two kings.
He's a king to stay in there.
Set threes. Let's see your turn.
Let's see, it doesn't even have a diamond. Is it? It's the Queen of Kings. It's not a king.
And the river is a jack of diamonds, and we lose Papa Jex Gabriel in 10th place. But you can't say he played the hand poorly, did he?
Well, he played a hand, and that was all he could do. Wow.
It's a huge pot, almost $500,000 pesos for the Iranian as we say goodbye to Papa Jex, and we are down to 9 players.
Right there.
Where are the elves? Are there some in the back? I don't know.
That's on elf in green.
Nejad, big pot win for him. Papa Jex out in 10th place. He's 21,000 pesos richer. Nejad is the chip leader, but still a lot of players in striking distance.
A lot of them in striking distance, but Danny is first to $1 million, and that's a big confidence booster. Giant stack, looking down the barrel at all the little stacks, looking to chew them up one at a time. We're down to 9 players here, so one less ante in the pot on every hand. Still a good pot. 24,000.
24,000. The winner of this tournament has a chance to win a seat in the final table. Though there's Edwin Marsan. Might that be his twin brother Edson, and we just don't know it?
Wondering the same thing. There should be a way to tell them apart.
Maybe there's a birthmark that some of the tournament organizers can, double check on or something. I don't know.
As long as it's in a TV-friendly place.
Yeah, absolutely. Danny
Sir, 10,000.
was
too busy counting chips to care. Oh, we've got a move here. From the shortest of the short stacks, Ernie has made a move, and
55.
The right move, absolutely. With the action folded to him, he's got a short stack, a decent hand, a face card. Suited is a bonus, connected is a bonus. That's a good hand to go with.
And I thought I saw there Martin Corpus putting his hand away for some reason. Okay, Nasser, pocket fives.
Well, that's an easy call from the small blind. He's got to at least look up that short stack.
Cards,
Open the
please.
cards and he'll find out that they are tossing coins.
Derek Llanos angrily gets rid of his whole cards. Pocket fives against suited queen nine. It's a coin flip here, really.
Queen nine diamonds. Let's see a flop.
And the flop is 6, 10, 9, and Batalha hits his 9.
That is the 9. That's one of the 2 overcards you need to hit. And just dodge a 5 the rest of the way. Oh, we've got a draw brewing for a chop here. An 8 will chop it up. And
Split pot.
It will split the pot, and they will split the blinds and antes, which is still a good gain for Ernie. But he'd rather blank out this river and take the whole pot.
River is a jack of diamonds. No help to the pocket fives, and Ernie Batalha with
absolutely no tell showing.
It ain't over yet, sir.
He's gonna win this
Change
pot. He
dealer, good luck,
doubles up
players.
and hangs on there.
He's got to be smiling under there.
I'm pretty sure that yes, he's got a pretty broad smile ear to ear. He wins 129,000.
Welcome to another edition of Reading the Board with me, Bianca Saldua, and aces are always a great starting hand in No Limit Texas Hold'em. However, you should know by now that they don't always guarantee a win, especially when the board isn't that kind to you. So now we made a raise with our aces. Then someone calls behind us. We see the flop heads up, and the flop comes 9-7-6 rainbow. We make a continuation bet, and this guy re-raises us all in. Ooh, looks like our aces are in trouble. Which hand could possibly have the absolute nuts on this flop? Find out when we return. Welcome back, and ouch, because our aces look cooked. That's because this guy raised us all in. So what hand could possibly have the absolute nuts on a flop like this and do that to us? Well, if you said 10-8, that's absolutely right, and an absolute bummer to our aces.
Derek Llano, we haven't seen him be too active in this final table just yet.
Well, deal him queen 4, he'll go crazy.
He'll have a heart attack with queen 6.
Oh, that would be too much. You have to shove that one.
Corpus is out, as is Nasser. Now, Jack 10, a lot of players like to play this, even
Very
if it's not
tempting hand,
suited.
very, very cute hand. You can't just throw it away, but I prefer you come in for a race with that. At least represent something big. And Nemesis finds that funny, I guess.
Edwin Marsan is thinking this over. And Carlos, great little chip protector. There, I wonder what he's listening to.
He's listening to Chris Rock or Jerry Seinfeld. He keeps laughing randomly.
Oh, I would have called the button.
There you go, Cristobal is going to call. With
Well,
the
he
5-4.
threatened to raise, but he was feeling amicable, is that the right word, and just decided to complete his blind. They all see a flop along with a big blind, and little pieces for everybody.
Diego Cristobal has hit. And he's going to bet 20.
It's an orphan flop. It's hard to imagine anyone but the big blind could have hit this, so hitting a 5 is good here. Good bet by Diego. Got a gutter draw here for Danny. So he'll take a shot with a gut shot.
And friendships being forged here on the final table. The king on the turn, that's going to slow the action down for sure. They both check.
Well, the fact that Diego got called is going to slow him down. He'd be just happy to check this down and see if the 5 is good. 5 is good.
Diego Cristobal wins the pot of 89,000. Derek Llano, if he had stuck around, would have gotten a straight.
I wish he'd stuck around. It just seemed awful play to limp in and then fold at the first sign of any kind of bet on a board where he had backdoors, overcards, and all kinds of promises.
Bob Guerrero on the call with Ron Regis, and this is Augie Nasser.
For a while there, I thought it was going all in. He touched that triangle.
First off, sir.
Just to get it out of the way.
Ace 5 off suited, and he's sensibly gonna muck this. Derek Llano, a proud Bedon, as you can see by that shirt.
And that is a queen and the angel of God.
Slightly overexposed whole card there, but
Well, apparently not an ace and not a queen. So that's enough for Edwin to toss it. Nothing funny in that hand for Nemesis that time.
Carlos is going to go back to his Chris Rock now. Hold there from Diego. Now our friend from Iran is going to, from the dealer button.
Well, I prefer he race here. He's got the dealer button, 2 short stacks behind him. Race, take it down, next hand please. Instead he calls, and he's going to give the 2 blinds, 2 very tough, solid, experienced players a chance to look at the flop. Maybe outflop him, definitely. He's got 4 deuce. Maybe outplay him.
5, 9, 8, 2 diamonds. Nejad has a flush draw. Batalya has top pair with a good kicker.
Well, but that is a suited and connected flop. The top pair bets out, but it's not something you can be too happy about, especially facing a shove.
All in with the draw from Danny Nejad. It's a semi-bluff. A big decision now here for Ernie Batalya.
Ernie knows. He's played too long to not know it for what it is. It's screaming semi-bluff. It's screaming draw. But he's got such a poor kicker, and he has to dodge so many cards, even over cards. Danny could be sitting on something like King Queen of Diamonds or anything that could just kill Ernie's hand, even if he's ahead right now. And it's his tournament life on the line. He's not gonna put it there.
It's a great play there from Danny Nejad. You probably didn't like the play pre-flop, but on the flop, very aggressive, very confident, and he takes 59,000 in chips.
You got chips, use it.
Danny boy. Turning into a bully, Danny.
Hi, I'm Ron from the Asia Poker Academy, and today I want to talk about some player types. Let's say it's a nice lazy Sunday afternoon and you walk into a card club and you see 3 tables, each one with a player type I'm going to give you right now. Do you want to sit with A, the young guy in a hoodie, B, the middle-aged guy in a suit, or C, the old lady in a Sunday dress? The answer when we come back. Hi, welcome back to the Philippine Poker Tour. I'm Ron from the Asia Poker Academy, and before the break, we talked about some player stereotypes. Who would you rather sit with? The young guy in a hoodie, the middle-aged guy in a suit, or the old lady in the Sunday dress? If you said the young guy in a hoodie, you're in for a lot of trouble because this guy is fancy, he's very active, gonna play a lot of hands, and give you a general hard time. If you pick the middle-aged guy in a suit, then you're not gonna get much action because guys in suits tend to play as tight as the suits they're wearing. They only call with really big hands. So your best bet is sit with the old lady in the Sunday dress. She's there to pass the time, see some flops, and probably the way the game's gonna go is she's gonna check, you're gonna bet, she's gonna call, and when she does bet, you just get out of the way because they only really bet when they have the nuts. So those are some of the player types you want to look out for the next time you go to your favorite poker room.
Blinds are now up to 6,000 and 12,000.
And stacks are shorter for it.
Derek Liano been very tight in this final table.
Lester's been very tight. For a guy who strikes much fear in his opponents, especially in cash games, I expected him to be far more active, but maybe card dead.
And Queen Jack of spades for Jacob Cristobal, and he's going to call the big blind.
He's raising.
Oh, he's going to raise.
Got to be careful racing though. When you got a short stack to act behind you, you want to know how much they have, so you don't commit yourself into calling whatever they shove.
And Ernie Batalya, he's going to shove all in with Ace Jack.
And only 27,000 to call to win a pot of over 100,000. It's got to be a Judy call. But the problem is, the kind of hands that Ernie's gonna shove have Jago dominated. Cards like Ace Jack, Ace Queen, Pocket Kings, Pocket Queens. None of these look good. He'd rather have 5-6 of spades right now to call this than Queen Jack.
The so-called blockers, right?
Well, live cards actually. The Queen and the Jack, one of them is probably not live when Ernie makes this move. He'd rather have cards that can still hit and be good.
70% favorite is Ernie Batalha if Diego Cristobal is going to stick his chips in the middle. He's got the stack to do it, and he's going to put them there.
Ernie and Diego.
Ernie Batalha, big favorite.
And now he sees the matchup for what it is. So out come the dog collar and chains.
Queen of spades.
Domination from Ernie Batalha over Diego Cristobal. The flop is ace, jack, 6, so 2 pair for Ernie.
Jack would have been bad enough, but having the ace in there is just an insurance policy.
Diego needs a miracle, and he's not going to get it.
No miracles on this hand, and Ernie will double up.
It's a meaningless queen on the river, and it's 144,000 to Ernie Batalha. Useful chips for him as he continues here nine-handed. Now let's learn a little bit more about the player who unfortunately lost that pot. He's a real tournament grinder, Diego Cristobal, and fascinating character he is in the poker scene here in the Philippines.
Hi, I'm Oliver Cromwell Cristobal, aka Diego Bandido. I'm 41 years old and resides at Pasig City. My friend Ronald Singson let me develop a system for the chips inventory of the poker. While implementing my system, I used to look at the table, the poker table, and then I practice playing poker with Brian Malantic. Right now, I developed system for the Orthopedic Hospital, Armed Forces of the Philippines, and also with Pag-asa. Well, on leg 3, I was the bubble boy on the final table, TV table. I don't have greatest achievement in poker. Gagawin pa lang ito siguro sa WSOP.
We are nine-handed here. Lines still 6,000, 12,000, antes up to 2,000, of course.
Very scary table. I mean, right now, looking down the table, a hitman and a ninja.
And Derek Llano.
Still
Once
no
again,
hand.
yeah, he's going to
Still.
fold.
That side of the table has folded almost every hand up till this point.
You don't fold this.
No, you don't fold it.
Edwin Marzan.
Well, now, Bob, I'm going to show you a tell. When Edwin has a good hand, he raises.
All right, that's yeah, I will take note of that. He's trying to do his best to look pretty weak here.
Well, his impression of weak has been to fold every hand up until now. So the fact that he's not folding now, he's going to get credit for a good hand. He's just hoping they don't give him credit for a great hand.
And he has raised 37,000.
37,000 total.
So just a bit over 3 times the big blind. Carlos
Fold.
is not interested. Are we going to have a customer in Diego Cristobal? Yes, if he's going to go to the barbers, but how about... Well, he doesn't have much of a stack.
Yeah, and doesn't have much leverage to play post-flop if he chooses to get into it. With a fairly tight guy, you could even say a rock in Edwin Marzan. So nothing there for Diego.
Fold.
Now...
Something there for Ernie.
Ernie Batalha has pocket tens.
We could see some rock-on-rock action here.
Marzan completely dominates.
And Marzan is so tight, and Ernie knows this, being the veteran that he is, that he's not going to go crazy here, I think.
Call.
37,000. So the pot now is up to 110,000. It's a fold from Martin Corpus. Augie Nasser will follow suit.
Fold.
Pocket tens. Not strong enough to raise, but too
Heads
strong to
up.
fold.
The flop is 7-9-6 rainbow. Action now on Edwin Marzan.
Well, there's a bet coming this way, and Ernie has to figure this out. I mean, if he was behind pre-flop, he's still behind now to an overpair. But the texture has him hanging on. I mean, he still has the minimum overpair to the 9-high board. He's got a gut shot to go with it, but again, if Edwin is sitting on the kind of hand that he does and Ernie figures that out, he cannot call here.
Wow. What a magnificent laydown there from Ernie Batalha. He really shows us the kind of quality player he is there.
That is a quality play indeed. Not falling in love with your overpair and knowing when you're beat.
Edwin Marsan's pocket kings will not get paid off. However, he will console himself there with 185,000 in chips. And he is in good position here.
They're asking to see what he had, and he just said, "You're gonna see it anyway on TV." And there you go.
Okay po.
More thrilling poker action of the fifth leg of the Philippine Poker Tour from the Midas Touch when we come back.
The blinds are going up now. The heat is on here at the Midas Touch Poker Sports Club. 8,000, 16,000.
A lot of action from the right side of the table. The guys at the left side of the table, other than our first hand, have not done much. Under the gun, Jago is
16,000
picking
call.
up chips. He's only got a little over 100,000, so if he comes in here, he's
Raise.
not leaving until all the chips are in the middle. That's just my guess.
Ace 4 of
58,000
clubs.
total.
Raised to 58,000. What do you make of that?
Kind of strange two-step. I mean, everyone knows he's gonna put the rest of the chips in. I'd rather he put them all in now and not have to make any tough decisions. He's gonna call any re-raise over the top anyway. I don't see why he would put in more than half his stack, or roughly half his stack, and then just fold.
It's folded all the way around to Carlos. Oh, ace queen suited.
It's an easy play for Nemesis.
58,000.
He'll take a chip count, he'll figure out it's not even double to put him all in, somewhere around double, and they're just gonna go with it, play 5 cards.
42 more.
It's gonna be an awful shape for Jago when he sees this.
Player all
An
in.
all in, and there is a call from Cristobal. The pot now is 330,000. And Diego Cristobal is in a bad spot right now.
There's no way he wasn't going to be all in. And I think even if he had shoved under the gun, he would have gotten a call anyway from Nemesis. But it's just the way that he got the chips in the middle.
Flop is 10-2-2. It's a Doyle Brunson flop.
Well, it's a good flop for Jago. He's opening up some chop outs, ways to get out of his hand. He could turn a club and come to life in the river. There's still hope.
8 of hearts on the turn.
Even though it's a heart, it gives him more outs. He could hit a 4, he could hit an 8, or a 10 for a chop, but he'd rather hit the 4, take this whole pot down.
8 to chop. 8 and 10 to chop and 4.
River card will be decisive. It is a 2 of hearts, no help. Both players have 3 of a kind 2s and an ace, but the queen will play for Cortez. He knocks out Diego Cristobal, who finishes 9th and takes home 25,000. Perhaps not quite the way you want to go out, but still a good showing for Cristobal. We are down to 8 here in the Philippine Poker Tour. We are 8-handed. We have 4 small stacks, but Carlos Cortez, Derek Liano, Augie Nasser can still trouble our chip leader Danny Nejad, who has 1.1 million in chips. There's everything to play for as we are 8-handed here at the PPT. As the struggle to move forward in Leg 5 of the Philippine Poker Tour intensified at the Midas Touch Poker Sports Club, the 10 remaining players showed contrasting yet intriguing styles in an effort to get the job done. It was clear that Iranian Danny Nejad wasn't going to have himself pushed around by the savvy Filipino veterans, as the college student wielded his mighty stack with the vigor of a world-class poker pro. But the poker gods also smiled on him early, as Papa Jack's Rafael Gabriel has his cowboys annihilated by Danny's set of crabs, and the Pilipinas poker stalwart was first to be shown the door. However, the day also marked the rise of the short stacks, as online veteran Carlos Cortez and Baguio legend Ernie Batalha gained some much-needed ground to compete with the highly aggressive Lester Eddock and former chip leader Augie Nasser. But it was tournament phenom Diego Cristobal who got the axe next, as Carlos's dominating hand sent him to the sidelines for good. Now only 8 men remain to contest the biggest chunk of the 1 million peso prize pool and that 5th seat in the clash of the titleists this March for that 1 seat to the 2013 World Series of Poker main event. And the action is far from over. Join us again next time as the saga to coronate the PPT Leg 5 King continues. For my partner Ron Regis, the lovely Bianca Saldua, and all the people behind the PPT, this is Bob Guerrero, and you have been watching the Philippine Poker Tour right here on Solar Sports.